Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Rodriguez, and I've been in the IT industry for about 30 years, mostly running operations as well as programs responsible for contracts as well as the operations associated with the contract. I decided to make this awareness presentations because I'm trying to get my CCSP certification early 2019. And I figured the best way to get aware of all the CCSP requirements is by sharing what I learned through the studies and my book that I got. The material that is here is not intended to ensure that you have a certification. It's not a formal training. It's just the means of sharing information that I gather from reading the books that I got. And I wish everybody the best. And if they can provide feedback and information to make these presentations better, I will definitely take it into account and update them accordingly. Especially if anybody is reading these PowerPoints and is aware of questions or items that I might have missed for this particular section. For the purpose of this awareness, we're going to concentrate on one of the 6 topics under the architecture domain, and that's the concepts. The concepts, for those of you that are very interested in the details, the best place to go would be the ISO 17788. That gives you the definition in detail. If you do what I did, I Googled it and I was able to get the PDF file. No, I did not go into all the details associated with that, but I do have the document. Some of the items that I noticed during the thing is multiple. There are 28 definitions, terms for cloud computing. If I was to socialize them into categories, I noticed that there is portability is one of them, but it is used multiple times in the term definition. If you go through the book, portability is listed multiple times as well. But the bottom line over here, you should be aware that there is application portability, cloud data portability, and data portability, and be aware of the differences between them. In addition to that, as you will see in the next 3 slides, 4, 5, and 6, there is a cloud service. Now, cloud service is used multiple times. In the book, it comes out over 80 times you have the definition of cloud service. The terms has 8 terms that have cloud service associated with it. Based on my research, so it is important that we know the differences between all of them to do that one. So if we take the 3 portability, the 8 cloud service in the terms, and then we also get the models, which is 4 of them right there. We got half of the terminology of the 28. Let me see, on this one there is nothing. This is the second page of 3, and then the next slide. Now that's when you get into really cloud services definitions on the term, multiple locations, that one. So it is extremely important that we get familiar with all those terms. At the end of the presentation, I put a table that has the 28 terms. It has 28 definitions summarized by me based on copying and pasting, so that you can map them to the right terminology, and then be able to compare that to slides 4, 5, and 6 to ensure that you got the terms properly defined. I'm going to go to slide the next one, which is number 7. Okay, key cloud computing terminologies. There is 6 of them. that I'm sure they will come on the test. There is the on-demand self-service. Basically, this allows the customer to add resources or reduce resources as they need with minimal uh, support from the CSP. However, through my operational experience, you need to be aware that this is there are financial ramifications associated with this. And if you do not put thresholds and limitations, it could end up being expensive. If you have people that just take the resources, increased resources, and then when they finish using them, they do not release them. That could end up costing a pretty penny. Broadband network access is used obviously to access from anywhere, pretty much anywhere in the world, into the systems. They can be, all these systems, they can be accessed through web browsers, thick or thin clients, depending on what you want to do. And you can also access through your mobile devices like your smart telephones, laptops, etc. The second page of computing characteristics, resource pooling, which basically what it means is that the pools are provided by the CSP, and then you use them as you need them. You increase or decrease the amount of users that you need. However, be taken into account that you do pay for as you increase them. It's not free. Nothing in this life is for free, and it really applies to mostly processing, memory, and storage. So you should deploy your cloud computing very carefully. Elasticity is the ability to expand additional resources as needed. That one. Slide number 9. Measure services. As I mentioned earlier today, if you're in the previous slide, includes the storage, the network, the memory, the processing, and the number of virtual machines and users. So if you have one virtual machine supporting all your users, might be different than if you have 6 virtual machines or 5, whatever number you want supporting your users. So you need to balance all that up, come up with the best return on investment for you. Yes. Now, one key item to notice over here is multi-tenancy. Traditional data centers, they have cages around the equipment. So I was a data center director of data center operations for one of the tier 3 data centers that my company put together back in early 2000s in I guess that's called the Midwest. And basically, when we built the data center, it was built for one large account, and it was a big section, if you will, with little cages for other smaller accounts. When the things didn't go as planned, I basically had to take that data center and ended up putting 40 cages to support multiple accounts. It turns out to be a good deal for us at the end of the day, since the data center went from 45,000 square feet to over 120 after I left. So that's a good thing. And while the CSP or the cloud computing are virtual and logical segregation, and it's extremely important you understand that that's not physical, it's virtual and logical. So one large server could have 1, 2, 8, 10 users that are not associated with your company. Cloud building, the block of technologies used that is the same for everybody. This doesn't change. But at the end of the day, the building blocks is like a Lego. Start with your CPU, your memory, your networking, and your storage. Without those 4 things, you got to start with those 4 things, and then you can build anything that you want from there. And this gives you a quick summary of your awareness chat number 1. I will be working on chat number 2 over the next couple of days, and I'm sure I will get better as we go along with this process. Thank you.